It is football season, and with that comes predictions, guys. And I have mine today. Are you guys ready?
Here we go.
I'm ready.
Here we go. Lions game by game predictions. And here they are. They start the season on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. Win. Then they come home with the Seattle Seahawks. Win. How about the Atlanta Falcons? Win. At Green Bay. Win. The Carolina Panthers. Win. The Tampa Bay Bucks. Win.
Hey, man, what's in that cup? Is that just water?
The Detroit Lions start the season 6-0. 6-0.
So exciting.
They go to Baltimore and lose. Back home on Monday night for the Las Vegas Raiders and win.
That's Lomas night.
Lomas Brown night.
Almost night.
On the road at the Chargers. Loss. Then back-to-back home games, Chicago and Green Bay. Couple of wins there. So at this point, the Detroit Lions are 9-2.
At Thanksgiving.
At Thanksgiving,
Okay.
9-2. Then they go on the road to face New Orleans, a team I believe in, and they lose at New Orleans. Beat Chicago on the road.
That's a sweep.
Come home and play Denver, where they lose.
Oh,
For the first time this year, they lose a home game.
damn.
At Minnesota, win. At Dallas, loss.
Ooh.
And then they wrap up the home schedule. They wrap up the regular season schedule. At home against Minnesota, they win.
Sweet.
For a record of 12-5. They go 5-4 on the road, 7-1 at home. Here's where it got a little iffy for me, where I don't feel comfortable about it. I've got them going 6-0 in the division. I think that is going to be an incredibly difficult task. 6-0 in the division. I do have them losing three of the last six, so that's not a big deal. But 6-0 against the division, that has me a little worried.
You don't have them losing 2 in a row at all.
I never have them losing 2 in a row at any point. And outside of the first 6 games, I don't have them winning more than 2 in a row at any point.
You got to win 6 in a row, though.
I've got them winning 6 in a row.
It's pretty
But
good
I
stuff.
believe, even if you take the Chiefs game away from me,
Right.
even if you take the Chiefs game away from me, I think that is 5 solid wins right there. I do have them sneaking up on the Chiefs and winning.
Okay.
And I think that's the easy part of the Lions' schedule. Seattle, they're going to get their retribution against Seattle. I fully believe that. On what will be the loudest building in the NFL on that Sunday, September 17th, when the Lions play Seattle, regardless of what happens in Kansas City. I've got them beating Atlanta and just taking that first 6 games. Seattle, Atlanta, at Green Bay, at Tampa Bay, Carolina. Those are wins to me. If they are worse than 4 wins in that first 6 games, I think that'd be a disappointment.
Maz, I'll let you have the first crack at it.
6-0 in the division. That's the first thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
But hell, they went 5-1 last year.
Right.
And the only loss they had was a game that they piddled away because of the clock management and bad field goal kicking against Minnesota early. So I don't think it's that crazy. I got it. 6-0 is tough. 6-0 to start the season is tough.
Maz, here's where 10 wins comes into play. Okay?
I got you.
Here's where 10 wins. They lose to Kansas City and they drop a division game.
Yes.
It ain't hard to get to 10-6.
I agree.
Or 10-7.
I think that's the floor.
Right. You know how we always say about Vegas at 9.5,
Yes.
Yeah.
9 or 10?
Yep.
That's how you get to 10-7, by losing Kansas City and then dropping one game only in the division.
I'm telling
which
you.
still is pretty hard.
10 is to me, 10 is the floor.
Yeah.
It really is. I love the over this year. And I know I'm always saying it's a half a game either way with Vegas, like you said. but I'll take it a game and a half over their over-under. I love the over this year, and I like 10, maybe 11, maybe 12 wins, just like you. I don't think you're crazy. I just don't think 6-0 is possible.
Yeah, and I guess we'll do our list, throughout the week, so I don't want to necessarily go down
Correct.
the list and what I would do. But you know what? It's very possible. It's very possible, and why not? 12-5. I'm not going to go as strong as 12-5, or maybe I will, maybe I won't. But it's very possible. I can see a world where the Detroit Lions, they come out, hey, look, on that opening night, things can go wrong. The Detroit Lions can come out there and they can be too much for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think they will be, but they could be. They very well could beat them. This is the NFL. Anybody can eat anybody, can beat anybody on any given day. It's not Sunday anymore because they play on every day of the week. So it's any given day. So Ryan, there's something to this. I like what you did in the middle though. Like, you start on hot, 6-0, which was like, wait, what? This guy's going the 6-0 route. But then you made it look, it gets real. They have to go to Baltimore. The Lions haven't technically been a good team on the road, even under Dan Campbell. They lose again. You have them lose to the Chargers. They have a new offensive coordinator. That's on the road as well. It's SoFi. You got them losing to the Saints. You and Maz both believe in Derek Carr, both believe in the Saints. So, that's an understandable
Tough
loss.
place to play.
The Broncos, they come back home. That could be that's after a long stretch for the Lions.
And that's teacher against pupil, too.
Yeah.
That's why I did that. Sean Payton taught Dan Campbell everything he knows. So
100%. And even the Dallas game, like, hey, I think they're going to beat Dallas. I may rotate some things around, but even the Dallas game, it's at Dallas, it's in
Saturday
Dallas.
night.
It's a Saturday night game. You never know what can happen. The one thing I will agree with is Mazda. 6-0 is tough. I think the Lions will drop just one, like last year, and I think it's going to be Chicago. I don't think they'll lose to Minnesota. I don't think Green Bay has nearly enough to beat them with Jordan Love at quarterback. But something about Chicago, I mean, you even look last year, as bad as Chicago was last year, as bad as Justin Fields was in terms of passing ball, they almost beat Detroit. It was 33, 37, and it went down to the wire. Chicago would be the one team I would be nervous of for the Lions to lose one.
Hey, man, even if they go 4-2 in the first 6 games, I'm ecstatic.
That's the floor in the
I'm
first
ecstatic.
6. I think that's the floor in the 6.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree, because I think the floor is 5-1.
They're going to get
but
revenge
that's
on
unrealistic.
Seattle, and they're getting revenge on the Panthers.
The only sneaky game, because Seattle's a damn good game, but I think they'll win that game. Kansas City, I think they'll lose. The one of those teams that scares me, Maz, you can guess it, it's that Falcons game.
Yeah.
And you talked about
They
it
play
last
close.
year. Arthur Smith and what he's done with the Falcons, all their games they were in last year. Now, it doesn't say for their record, but all those games they were in into the fourth quarter, and they picked up some guys, and including your favorite player in the draft, Bijan Robinson. So that's the one game in the first 6 you got to circle. That's the one I'm nervous about.
At Green Bay on a Thursday night, too.
I don't trust Jordan Love, and I don't trust
him yet.
I got to see it. Like, I trust the rest of their players.
Yeah.
But I don't trust the head man.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice going there, right?
Hey,
and again,
why not?
If you want to even swap out, can I give you the Chiefs and take the Chargers?
Or the Broncos.
You know what I mean? Or the Broncos.
Or the Broncos.
You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's going to even out.
You might not like how I got to 12-5. But if you just negotiate a game here and there with me, I think that is absolutely realistic. And again, this team is better at 6-0 on the road, or 6-0 in the division. I think is doable.
And remember how
I
they
agree.
finished last year. The second half of the year belonged to the Detroit Lions.
It did, and you're absolutely right. You can change the Cowboys to a win and change Kansas City to a loss. Guess what? They're still 12-5. You can change the Saints to a win and change Seattle to a loss.
Correct.
It's still 12-5. So to your point, Ryan, I understand how you got there. I may not taking the same route, but I still could get to 12-5 and not bat an eye.
I mean, totally fun to negotiate some of these as well. Guys, let me tell you about Woodward Bets. Football season fast approaching. Make it a money-making season. Need a lock of the week, some best bets. How about a value play? Booner has you covered. Woodward Bets. Weekends all season long, starting September 2nd. Saturdays at 11, Sundays at 11:30. Booner and Friends. Woodward Bets on Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
You want to laugh? So I told you guys I fell asleep during another fantasy draft. Shocking. I'm beginning to think that this is a pattern. I think it's a pattern. Guess who my tight end is, man?
Jimmy Graham.
It's T.J. Hawkins. We were just talking about. My team is Deshaun Watson, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jalen Waddle, Amari Cooper.
Wow.
T.J. Hawkinson, Josh Jacobs, Shaq Leonard, Browns defense, and Graham Gano with Brandon Ayuk, Treylon Burks, Sky Moore, Rondale Moore, who I've been talking about, and Nick Bosa on the bench. It's not bad for us.
Oh, you did well.
Pulling a Rip Van Winkle.
Send me that so I can show everybody.
All right, bet.
Just as I was looking at the chat, and I think, and everybody in the chat, tell me if I get this wrong. I think for the most part, the chat has been favorable to this 12-5 game-by-game prediction.
Yes.
I think they have been. I look down, and the first thing I see is Tiger Town. Ryan Ermanni has the worst takes I've ever seen.
There you go. It's takes. Everything's got to be a take.
Everything's a take.
It's not talk. It's a take.
It's not an opinion. It's a take.
It's just a take.
It's a take.
It's not a take. A take is if you say 12-5 and you guarantee they're going to get to 12-5. This is how they get to 12. It's not a take. It's how you feel.
I think the people in the chat have been extremely reasonable with my opinion how we get to 12-5.
They would have hung you if you had them winning 9 games. I'll tell you that.
But hold on. This is what you got. This is what you got to do, Ryan. You got to flex real quick. Like Ryan, I'm gonna get your flex game for you right now. Last year, before the season started, Ryan Ermanni picked the Lions to win 10 games. And then everybody in the first 7 games, everybody like, Ryan Ermanni. They almost made the playoffs and they won 9 games. So is it that reasonable? And is it that far off that he's wrong about 12 when he was almost right last year? Ryan, I stick by you.
He also said the Packers would be crap.
He did, and they were. He also, if you want to start that train, Ryan's got a lot of takes that came true.
Honestly, the only bad take I can think of that didn't come true was the Malik Willis. That's the only one I think I can think of. You know, whether it was the Michigan over Ohio State, Hutchinson more votes than Kenneth Walker. The Packers not making the playoffs and the Packers sucking, and the Lions winning 10 games, although they won 9, almost made the playoffs. I mean,
that's real.
We've kind of been on it.
100%.
We've kind of been on it.
But you know, hey, man.
And if I fall a win short this year and they win 11 games in the NFC North, you gonna kill me for that?
Hey, Malik beat out Will Levis for the number 2 spot.
Yes, he did. How about that?
I told you I don't draft that damn Will Levis.